just done is taken this to the edge sander, and I edge sanded my top edges. So much easier to do that before your drawer is assembled. So again, we just bump it up to the disc sander, then I'm going to tip it and just kiss the edge sander again, flip it over and do the same. That way I get edges that aren't round, but they're not sharp either. This multi-purchase plywood is really good at giving splinters, and unless you like splinters a lot, I would suggest doing that. So again, don't grind off the 1/16 of an inch. Bump it up to the edge sander, sand the top edge, hold it at a little bit of an angle, a little bit of an angle. Do that on all of your pieces so they'll be nice and smooth. You won't have to sand it. If you are a person who labels each individual piece, like if I said right here, Swenson's left drawer side, Swenson's right drawer side, Swenson front, Swenson back, erase that before you put it together. It's very difficult to sand the inside of a drawer. So if you have imperfections that you want to sand out, do that while it's still in pieces, not when it's together. Your next step is your drawer assembly. This is the bottom of my drawer. I just cut that out to the size that's on the cut list. If I need to make any changes, so let's say my drawer, we talked about it needing to be 1 inch narrower than my opening. So all of a sudden now, my drawer needs to be 10/7/8 wide instead of 11. I cut down my front and my back. Do you think I also need to cut down my bottom? Absolutely. Let's show you what happens if I don't. So my sides go on like this. No glue. No glue in the dados, no glue on the bottom yet. Then I'm going to dry fit this all together. So my front and back go here and here. If I had to cut my front and back down smaller so my drawer is narrower, and I didn't cut down my bottom, I would see a gap. It would look like this. Can everybody see that gap? Oh, we're just falling apart now. If I saw a gap, you guys see what that gap would look like? See on the front and back there's a little gap. If I saw that gap, it would mean that my bottom was too small. What I want it to look like is that, nice and tight. You guys see how that's nice and tight there? Super important. Don't put a drawer together that does not have the right size pieces. You'll wind up remaking the whole drawer instead of just the 1 or 2 pieces that got screwed up. Dry fit it together, everything looks all groovy. So now I'm going to put it together for real. No difference, no glue in the dados. The bottom should be able to float in the dados to allow things to expand and contract. Next step, grab your bottle of glue, grab your front or back, doesn't matter where you start, and get a little bit of glue on here. So I got a little bit of glue. I'm going to smear that out so it's thin film. The bottom of the desk definitely needs some more glue, so smear a little bit down there on your fingers. Don't put it in your pants, it doesn't come out. You can ask my wife, she's real unhappy when I do that. So I have a real thin layer of glue around here. I'm going to set my front or my back in. It makes no difference where you start. I need to have 1 inch staples in the staple gun. 1 inch staples. If you forget how long the staple should be, there's that chart on the wall over there. 1 inch staples. I'm going to put in 1 staple up top first. A double shot on me. 1 shot down here. Double shots. When I'm stapling that, what I'm looking for is that my side is nice and flush with my front or back. The bottom should be close, but it's not that critical that the bottom is right on the money, and I'll show you why in a second. 1, 2. What would happen if I made these 2 staples really low, way down here? What's going to happen if I staple really low? It's not going to hit anything. Oftentimes I'll see students turn projects in that have staples down here, and it doesn't do you any good. Next, this little football thing. Do I want that on the inside of my drawer or the outside of my drawer? Let's put it to the outside. Why do you think we'll put it to the outside? It's the back. No one's ever going to see it. So it's either going to have a drawer front screw to it, or it's going to be the back that nobody's ever going to see. You're only going to see the inside of your front and back. Stapler's double shoot on me. Yeah, that's not good, is it? If you guys ever do have staples stick out like that, one, don't put your fingers so close, that's going to hit it. And two, if you just bend it back and forth, it comes right off. Now my drawer is relatively strong right now. However, it may not be square. So what I need to do now is I want my bottom, you can wiggle your bottom around a little bit right now. I want that to be perfectly flush with the front or the back of the drawer, wherever you start. This is kind of like putting a face frame on the case of your project. The case may not be square, but the face frame is. So right now your box may not be square, but your bottom is. So I get my bottom exactly where I want it. I'm going to staple right down on it. The front is square, the back will be now. Okay, I did something for you guys. I made a little mistake here, shot some staples off right here. They came out a little bit. Is that going to be a big deal? No, because we can make that the back of my drawer, which nobody's ever going to see. No one's even going to see the front because there'll be a wood front on there. Now I have a strong drawer box. This is not the strongest drawer that you can make, but you could probably put 50 or 60 pounds in here and have no issues with it. That is how we make the drawer. Tomorrow I'll show you how the drawer slides up there. That was a ton of stuff, but I'm going to ask you guys, when it comes time to do your drawers, number one is look at the cut list. This 1/4 inch MDF, there's pieces of it up there next to the miter saw. You can stop filming now, I think.
Right.
There's pieces of it next to the miter saw back there. If we have to cut out a full sheet. This